On Christmas Eve, along a bustling street glowing with lights, people strolled about joyfully. Children dashed around the Christmas tree in excitement, and young couples had no shame showing affection in public, much to the annoyance of those who'd been single for ages. The whole street was nothing but couples. Hanging from the Christmas tree weren't colorful lights, they were hormones, weren't they? Hey, did your mom make braised chicken tonight? The roast chicken at my house smells so good it could steal your soul. My mom only knows how to make deathly chicken soup, the kind that'll send you straight to God. While his friends joked around idly, the main character felt a deep loneliness amidst the festive cheer. He only exchanged a few words before saying goodbye and watching his friends return to their warm home. It made him feel a pang in his chest heaving. A family was truly a blessing. Just then, snow began to fall. All the lights suddenly went out, and darkness swiftly engulfed everything. Panic set in. Someone shouted, "The streetlights are! They're melting! Run!" From the pitch black, hundreds snow, thousands soft giant hands emerged, grabbing people at random. Screams filled the air. The horror unfolded right before the main character's eyes. His survival instinct screamed at him to run, but the grotesque hands seemed to be tracking him, chasing him relentlessly. The terrifying force grew stronger and stronger. He was only a mere human. There was no way he could escape this nightmare. He was swallowed whole by that unidentifiable thing. The city, too, was devoured. This dark force grew so rapidly that in just a short time, the entire earth was blanketed in black. No one knew how much time had passed, but the main character eventually woke up again, terror still etched on his face. "What's happening? My throat, it hurts. I can't speak. My body's burning. I can't move a muscle." He struggled to pull himself together. Was all of that real? It couldn't have been a dream, right? And that black mass, did it really consume the whole city? He looked around and froze. Wait, where am I? His eyes landed on a puddle at his feet, reflecting his own image. Why do I look like someone else? And why does my skin look as pale as a corpse? Before he could process what was happening, a loudspeaker nearby blared. "Attention residents, the dusk boundary has appeared. Nightfall will begin in 3 minutes. Please return home or seek the nearest shelter immediately." As the announcement ended, people broke into chaos, frantically grabbing their things to flee. Someone grumbled, "The boundary's early again. Don't these damn wraiths know how to be on time?" Amid the panic, the main character stood frozen. A new environment, a new body. I've read novels like this. Don't tell me. I've transmigrated? Only 1 minute remained on the countdown. An uncle bumped into him hard while running past. "If you want to die, do it. Alana didn't block my way." The shove sent the main character face first into the ground. Still confused, he wondered, why is everyone rushing home like that? Only 10 seconds left. A thick, pitch-black cloud began to engulf the town. Strange noises echoed from within it. As he watched, he thought, Is this just like my previous life? No way. Last time it was the apocalypse. Maybe this time it's just dusk. The dark cloud reached his body, and he instinctively flinched. But strangely, once the darkness enveloped him, he could move again. The dusk boundary has passed. Nightfall has begun. As the final announcement ended, something strange occurred. The animals that had been frolicking moments ago suddenly dropped dead. Birds plummeted from the sky for no reason. Even more shocking, within moments, those animals began to mutate within the darkness. The transformation was instantaneous. Before the main character's eyes, the dead animals morphed into grotesque creatures, corrupted by the darkness. Each looked more terrifying than the last. Were people just now running from these things? One of the mutated dogs let out a roar and lunged at him. Luckily, he was quick enough to dodge. A second later, a monstrous hand emerged from the shadows above the dog and grabbed it tightly, holding it in place. The main character looked up and froze because the creature that captured the dog was even more terrifying. And it didn't stop there. These shadow monsters grew bigger and bigger, each one more massive than the last. It was a world of predator, devouring predator. A chill ran down his spine. Did I transmigrate into hell? Run, I have to run anywhere. As he bolted, the monster growled and started chasing him like a cat playing with a mouse. He ran desperately until he reached a giant gate etched with ancient symbols, pounding on it frantically. "Open the door! Let me in!" Suddenly, his hands burned at the touch. What the hell? I just touched the gate, and it's like I'm burning just like earlier under the sunlight. As he struggled to understand, the monster's blood-red mouth lunged at him. But, possibly due to poor eyesight, it missed. He barely escaped with his life. Of course, he ran again, using every ounce of strength he had left. While the first monster chased him, another creature bigger and covered in writhing tentacles appeared, but it wasn't interested in him. Maybe it thought he was too small for a snack, so it grabbed the first monster instead. Size-wise, this tentacled beast was 1,000 times larger. The main character had no way of fighting back. All he could do was run. I can't die. Not again. I don't want to go through that pain again. What the hell is happening? What the hell are these things? Where the hell am I? If this is a dream, please wake me up. He tried to speak to his subconscious. But no, this wasn't a dream. Just as the tentacled monster was about to make him its next meal, a gust of wind sharp as a blade sliced through the air. In a single stroke, it severed all of the beast's tentacles. A human? The main character stopped and stared at the tall figure standing atop the severed limbs. I didn't think that the moment I turned my back, you'd try to run, a silver-haired man said coldly. The icy voice made the main character instinctively wary. That monster was taken down so easily. Was he really human? Seriously? Escape the wolf's den just to fall into the tiger's mouth? The silver-haired man gave off a dangerous vibe. The main character tried to flee, but the man grabbed him by the hair and yanked him back. Still trying to run? Got you now. The silver-haired man had a fierce face and piercing eyes. One hand held the main character by the hair, the other raised a sword, as if ready to send him to the afterlife. That's it. I transmigrated, only to die here? The main character felt utterly hopeless. Scene shift to a dark, gloomy room. The silver-haired man was there, along with eerie statues. The main character awoke with a pounding headache. Before he could make sense of anything, he realized he was chained up. The floor was littered with human skulls. Tough bones, huh? It's been 3 days, and you still won't give up? The silver-haired man spoke suddenly. The main character grew uneasy. This crazy old man. What's he planning? The man was busy pounding something in a mortar. One hand held a femur bone as a pestle, the other a fat centipede. Just looking at it sent chills down his spine. This medicine is made from the peeled skins of evil entities. It's specifically created to deal with filthy things like you always clinging and never letting go. The main character thought, you lunatic. I'm alive, you know. He glared at the man coldly. That glare didn't sit well. You dare look at me like that? You've taken over a body that doesn't belong to you. Did you really think I wouldn't smell the stench? The old man growled as he picked up a bowl filled with some foul-looking green liquid and walked over to the main character. He grabbed his face, trying to force him to drink it. I'll ask you one last time. Will you leave my grandson's body? The main character froze in shock. What? The original owner of this body was his grandson? Before he could fully process it, the old man had already shoved the thick, slimy green liquid into his mouth. Drink it all. Only then can a thing like you be expelled. As the viscous substance slid down his throat, it burned. It felt like it was setting his insides on fire. After drinking the grotesque liquid, the main character's eyes started to change. He let out a roar. The crazy old man grabbed his hair and shouted, "A beast will always be a beast." The main character continued to roar. He wanted to explain himself, but his throat still couldn't produce a sound. "Get out for good," the old man screamed, then stabbed the main character in the chest with a dagger. The main character screamed in pain. Black smoke began to rise from his body, and within the smoke, a demonic face could faintly be seen. The old man immediately grabbed the dark mist. This is part of your true form, isn't it? The main character felt something being pulled from his body. The old man clenched the black mist, which began shifting into the forms of various people. A blood-red energy surged from the old man's hand, igniting the strange black smoke. I may not be able to expel you completely yet, but don't think you'll get away. I'll reduce you to ash piece by piece. As the black smoke was burned away in the old man's grasp, the main character felt like his life force was being drained. What did you do to me?" he gasped weakly before passing out. At that moment, a faint voice echoed in his mind. "I was wondering why you didn't respond when I kept calling you. Turns out you were in trouble." His consciousness was pulled into another dimension. A wave of headaches hit him again, clouding his mind. "This is a side effect of forcing your consciousness here. The pain is temporary," the mysterious voice continued. Holding his head, the main character asked, "Where am I?" This is your consciousness space. It's also a unique ability that only transmigrators like us possess. The main character was stunned. Consciousness space? Transmigrators? The mysterious voice materialized into a white mist, which formed the shape of a young woman. There's no time to explain everything. For now, stay calm and listen carefully. First, there in this world, the dark night can fall at any time. When it does, don't go outside. If you're caught by those demonic entities, it's over. They're like vampires from our old world. They only come out at night. So those monsters are demonic entities? The main character thought. Second, she continued, our transmigration and body possession are very similar to how the demons take over humans. That's why never allow yourself to be tested. Otherwise, you'll be mistaken for a possessed and be killed without mercy. Third, your physical body is dead. You need to ignite the primal flame as soon as possible to restore your life force. Otherwise, your body will start rotting after 3 days. As she spoke, her figure began to fade. Wait, what is the primal flame? The main character called out, but there was no answer. The consciousness space began to shatter, and the main character felt himself falling. What? My body will rot down to the bone in 3 days? He woke up again, now fully dressed and lying on a clean bed. Where am I? Wasn't I locked in that weird basement? Thank goodness, I can talk again. And my complexion is better too. I used to look like the Walking Dead. He remembered the dungeon scene and grew curious. Was that crazy old man behind this too? Just as he was about to get out of bed, a commotion broke out outside. My grandfather said Yun Yang is seriously ill and needs rest. None of you are allowed in. Move aside. Seriously ill, huh? I think he's hiding something. Exactly. Even the mayors here open the door now. As the shouting continued, a young girl was shoved into the room. Behind her were several men with unfriendly expressions. He's the abnormal one, right? That's him. Mayor, after the dark night fell, he was the one standing outside like a statue. I saw him too, it was him. What are you waiting for? Why hasn't he been restrained yet? An abomination like him should be skinned and hung at the village gate. Seeing the mayor's men charge in, the girl quickly stood and shielded Yun Yang. My brother's been seriously ill in bed for 3 days. Why are you still harassing us? Yun Yang was stunned. I'm her brother? One of the mayor's lackeys sneered. 2 days ago, blacksmith Wang was devoured by an abnormal until only his shoes were left. Miss Yun Yao, why is your brother bleeding? Nonsense, he's not bleeding, Yun Yao retorted. Just then, Yun Yang's head began to throb again. The lackey pulled out a syringe filled with green liquid and said, besides, if he isn't possessed by an evil spirit, what's he got to be afraid of with a simple test? Yun Yao was restrained, unable to intervene. Let me go, my brother's not an abnormal. In the midst of the pain, Yun Yang remembered the mysterious girl's warning. Never let them test you. If you do, they'll label you abnormal and kill you without hesitation. One thing was certain, he could not allow that syringe to touch him. Let my brother go, you thugs, Yun Yao shouted. He's sick, how can you still torment him like this? What do you want from us? No need to pity him. If he's sick or abnormal, we'll find out after the test. I specially prepared this serum. If injected into an abnormal, the pain will be unbearable. The lackey grabbed Yun Yang by the collar and brought the syringe close. Yun Yang's eyes flashed a strange purple. Something inside him was about to awaken. You're being too aggressive, kid. Don't blame me if I have to get rough. Yun Yang began to gather energy in his hand, ready to strike, when suddenly, a powerful, aged voice echoed through the room. Enough. Everyone stop. Everyone froze. They turned toward the door and immediately broke into a cold sweat. A towering figure entered, his eyes glowing red, and his heavy steps cracked the floor beneath him. You lay a hand on my grandson, and you want to fight? Elder Yun Yang Feng? One of the mayor's men blurted out. Yun Yang was surprised too. The crazy old man? Why is he here? Elder Yun, the syringe-wielding man, said nervously. You came just in time. We were about to test Yun Yang. Elder Yun turned his gaze toward the mayor and asked sternly, Wu Chenglong, is this your doing? Elder Yun, recently, there have been too many abnormalities in the village. People are scared. I only meant to reassure them, the mayor stammered. Hearing that, Elder Yun scoffed, then threw a pouch to the ground with a loud thud. You dare? Yun Yang was growing more and more confused. Is this crazy old man protecting me? Elder Yun now spoke with absolute confidence. You think I can't protect my own grandson? Or do you suspect this old man is colluding with the abnormals? Wu Changlong looked conflicted, unsure how to respond. His henchman, understanding the cue, quickly nudged a few others to speak up. But we saw him outside during the dark night. Yeah, I saw it too. He's definitely possessed by a demonic entity. Exactly. If Yunyang isn't abnormal, why is he afraid of our test? Whether or not Yunyang is an abnormal isn't up to you. We'll need solid proof. You want proof? Elder Yun roared. Fine, I'll give you proof. He turned toward Yunyang. What is this crazy old man doing now? Yunyang wondered in confusion. At that moment, Elder Yun reached into his robe, clearly preparing to take something out. You all know the one thing demonic entities and aberrants fear most is the primal flame. Yunyang instinctively took a step back, thoughts racing. The primal flame again? What even is this damn thing? Don't come any closer, Yunyang stammered. Elder Yun ignored him, moving in until their faces nearly touched. He flashed a wide grin and whispered, Don't worry, Grandpa's got it handled. Looking at that mischievous smile, Yunyang felt anything but reassured. What should I do? I can't run, but I can't fight him either. Just as he was panicking, his younger sister stepped forward to reassure him. Don't be afraid, brother. Grandpa's here. Everything will be fine. Elder Yun let out a hearty laugh, then pulled out a dazzling emerald green stone from within his robes. Open your eyes. Look closely. The primal stone, Wu Changlong exclaimed from the side. Elder Yun, still grinning slyly, said to Yunyang, Hang in there, kiddo. This might sting a bit. The more Yunyang heard, the less confident he felt. What the hell is this old man planning to do to me now? At that moment, Elder Yun activated the green flame inside the primal stone and channeled it toward Yunyang's body. The mayor's lackeys could only stare, practically drooling. Where the hell did the old man get such a massive primal stone? It doesn't even look low quality. Just one of those could be exchanged for a house in the city, right? Meanwhile, Yunyang was gritting his teeth, enduring the searing green fire. This is what he calls, just a little pain? It's killing me. Elder Yun kept channeling the flame with unwavering determination. As long as I can draw out the primal flame from my grandson using the primal stone, then he can't possibly be an aberrant. Yunyang was reaching his breaking point, but then he sensed something inside him. Something was awakening. A powerful energy was stirring, coursing through his body. This must be the primal flame they're talking about. But what's this other dark energy I feel? It's like fuel making the primal flame burn even stronger. Alongside the green energy Elder Yun was injecting into him, another power was rising from within. Stop! Stop it now! If this keeps going, the two energies will make me explode. Stop! Yunyang roared. A surge of dark energy erupted from his body, powerful enough to make everyone in the room back off. Yunyang collapsed to the ground. The mayor's men immediately began whispering among themselves. That's the primal flame. That energy he released, it's definitely primal flame energy. An aberrant can't possibly have a primal flame. That means Yunyang is clear. Yunyao rushed to her brother's side, concerned. In the back, Mayor Wu and his lackeys looked unconvinced, even a little worried. What's going on here? I saw him get possessed with my own eyes. How the hell is he still able to use the primal flame? Is this proof enough for you? Elder Yun turned back and asked the mayor. Mayor Wu could only force a smile. Since Yunyang's fine, everyone can relax. All right, disperse, people, disperse. He led his lackeys out of the room, but his face darkened as he walked away, silently seething. Yun, you'll pay for this. Yunyang's condition had stabilized somewhat. So, now that I have the primal flame, my physical body should be safe, right? Are you in pain anywhere, brother? Yunyao asked softly. No. Yunyang barely managed to whisper. But at that exact moment, Elder Yun coughed up a mouthful of black blood and collapsed to the floor, unmoving. A dark energy swirled ominously around his body. Grandpa's primal flame, it's gone! Yunyao cried in panic and rushed to his side. Grandpa, what's wrong? Don't scare me like this. Tears welled up in Elder Yun's eyes. He raised a trembling hand to stroke her hair and murmured, Yao Yao, I can't hold on much longer. Cough, cough. Could you bring out the wine you've been hiding for me? As soon as he said that, Yunyao's expression shifted. Her warmth vanished, and her face turned cold. She stood up. Still clinging to hope, Elder Yun begged, Just a few sips before I die, please? You Now snapped. You're faking it again just to trick me into giving you wine, aren't you? Even one sip would be fine, Elder Yun whimpered. Yunyao's eyes glowed, fists clenched. She growled. Number, I already told you. You only get 1 gin of wine per month. Elder Yun pouted. A gin? Even if I ration it like crazy, it only lasts 2, maybe 3 days. Then whack. A loud slap echoed as a lump formed on his head. Yunyao turned away coldly after landing the blow. Elder Yun sat there, completely dejected. It's been over 2 weeks, and I haven't had a drop of wine. Yun Yang, watching from the side, was stunned by this strange family dynamic. I can't believe this old man is under his granddaughter's thumb so hard he's dying of wine withdrawal. After failing to trick his way into a drink, Elder Yun gave up pretending and sat up to talk seriously. Yun Yang, your primal flame still isn't stable. You need to rest for now. I know your memories are jumbled, and you've got a lot of questions. But just remember, your sister and I will never hurt you. We're your family. Yun Yang fell silent at that. Family? What a foreign word. If they knew I wasn't the real Yun Yang, would they still treat me like this? Scene shift. Back at the mayor's residence, the group was deep in discussion. I swear I saw that parasite crawl into Yun Yang's body with my own eyes. What the hell is going on? Mayor Wu replied, It doesn't matter anymore. What do you mean it doesn't matter? Don't forget Steward Wu's orders. Destroy Elder Yun's family and take over the ancestral forest. Mayor Wu merely smirked. Isn't it strange? Why is Elder Yun so adamant about keeping that forest? And why is Steward Wu so determined to take it? The lackey looked at him, surprised. You know something? Mayor Wu continued. Didn't you see that primal stone Yun used today? He's just a night guard. No way he has the money to buy something like that. From the way he was dressed and what he carried, I'd bet that stone was mined straight from that forest. Gather a few men and search the forest for clues. Once Steward Wu arrives, I'll report everything, the mayor said, patting his lackey's shoulder. The man nodded and left excitedly. Mayor Wu smiled with anticipation, eyes gleaming with malice. This might be our perfect chance to rise to power. Scene shift. Next morning, Yun Yang lay in bed, flipping through the previous owner's journal. Looks like this guy was obsessed with cultivation. It's full of techniques and training methods. Some of it is actually useful. The dark sect fears sunlight and primal flame. That's why daytime belongs to humans. Once the sun disappears, people must stay in homes protected by primal flame. So, I really was possessed by the dark sect? That crazy old man was trying to help me exorcise it? According to the journal, that black energy was called Breath Eater. One could grow stronger either by training with primal flame or absorbing Breath Eater. Still, something doesn't sit right. Just as he was deep in thought, a voice called from outside. Brother, are you resting? Yun Yang opened the door to see Yun Yao. Is something wrong? He asked. Grandpa says your body's mostly recovered. A walk might help you heal faster. Now that she mentions it, I still don't know much about this world. I should go. He agreed to go out with Yun Yao. She beamed with joy. During the day, the streets bustled as if the dark night had never existed. Merchants shouted from all sides. Grade, a primal stone ash. 1 bag lasts a whole week. Check out the latest primal stone jewelry. Made with ultra-pure fragments, works as a charm and great for your skin too. Yun Yang scanned the surroundings and thought to himself, so this is what the world looks like during the day. Primal stones contain primal flame energy, which is why the townspeople's lives are so intertwined with them. These homes are able to resist the dark sect at night precisely because there are primal stones hanging from every window. As they passed by a liquor stall, an uncle called out to them, Oh, isn't this Yao Yao? I just brewed a fresh batch of wine. Want to buy some for you and your grandpa to enjoy? Then the vendor leaned in and whispered, I secretly added a bit of primal stone powder. Old Yun's gonna love it, but don't tell anyone, okay? Yun Yao gave a cold smile and softly said, No need, Uncle Lu. Grandpa's already had too much this month. And if he shows up at your place again, you better let me know right away. For some reason, her tone sent a chill down Uncle Lu's spine. He just nodded awkwardly. Just then, Yun Yang noticed a group of people carrying falcons preparing to leave the town. Among them was Wu Changlong's henchman, the very one who had tried to inject the green liquid into him yesterday. Yun Yang grew suspicious of this group. Yun Yao noticed them too and asked her brother, Yun Yang, what are they doing with such big bags? Those guys usually lounge around doing nothing, and now they're hauling all this stuff? Definitely up to no good. Let's follow them, she said, already running after the group before Yunyang could stop her. This girl? She's seriously full of energy. Wait for me, he shouted and chased after her. But neither of them realized that as they trailed the group, they had already caught the attention of a figure cloaked in black. His face didn't resemble a human's, but looked more like one of the monsters from the Dark Knight. Those brats? Have they discovered something? I absolutely can't let them interfere with our plan. Scene shift. A forest cloaked in sinister energy. Strange noises echoed all around. Boss, the roots are moving. I swear something just touched my leg. Yeah, this place is full of dark energy. What if we run into the dark sect? The blonde guy snapped. Keep whining, and I'll toss both of you to the dark sect myself. Yes, sir, the two underlings stammered. Blondie tried to calm them down. Even if we run into the dark sect, we just run. I don't believe they can function under sunlight. Then he pulled out a special compass. A green arrow pointed in one direction. See that green glow? That's at least a mid-grade primal stone vein. Once I find that ore, the whole town's gonna call me boss. Even picking up scraps from that mine is enough to feed us for 6 months. The two flunkies, now excited again, cheered. You really are the best boss. Once the time is right, anything valuable we find. Blondie didn't finish. A voice suddenly called out behind them. Wu family lackeys, what are you doing here? This is our forest get out. Blondie turned around and scowled when he saw Yunyao. You little brat. Acting tough, huh? So it's you again. You lot have been hiding a mineral vein, and I haven't even settled that score yet. Mineral vein? What mineral vein? Yunyao asked, confused. As the group continued arguing, the figure, who looked neither human nor demon, silently appeared behind them. He was a pawn of a hidden dark force. Why does Wu Changlong's son know about the mineral vein? Fortunately, the info hasn't spread yet. Seal their mouths. The cloaked figure received the command and instantly lunged, claws out. His speed was terrifying. Yunyao barely saw him before one of Wu's men was already down, logged off from the server of Earth. Blondie turned in shock and screamed, What the hell is that? Run! Run! He and the remaining henchmen fled in a panic. The black-cloaked attacker calmly crouched over the corpse he just created. When one of the henchmen tripped and fell, the figure pounced and delivered a brutal final blow. A blood-curdling scream echoed through the forest. Blondie didn't dare look back. He just ran like his life depended on it, which it did. The cloaked figure didn't immediately pursue. Instead, he stood there, savoring the fear that lingered in the air. These little rats sure can run. But escaping from us? Daydreaming. The original group of 5 was now down to 3. What the hell was that just now? Yunyang asked, panting. Weren't dark sect creatures supposed to only appear at night? Blondie gasped. That was a dark being. As long as they're not touched by sunlight, they can operate during the day too. But you're a dark being and you're not wearing a mask cow? Can you just move around freely? He shouted at Yunyang. Yunyao immediately stepped in. My brother is not a dark being. Blondie wasn't buying it. You Yun people never speak a word of truth. That dark being just now? Betty was summoned by your brother. The 3 of them ran to the suspension bridge that had led them into the forest, but it was gone. The bridge, it's gone. It was fine when we came in. Could it be that traitor? He's here. The one Blondie called the traitor appeared like a harbinger of death, his aura oppressive and overwhelming. The moment he arrived, he locked onto Yunyang, restraining him with dark energy. Yunyang froze. What did he do to me? I can't move at all. Yunyao saw her brother paralyzed and ran toward him to protect him. The traitor's attack pushed them both to the edge of a cliff. Yunyang grabbed his sister and they fell together into the abyss below. Back on the cliff, Blondie was the only one left. He did the only thing he could run, but the traitor merely flicked forward and instantly cut off his path. Blondie collapsed, trembling. Play dead. Yes, play dead. Big bro, save me, he whimpered. His fear overwhelmed him so much so that he lost control of his bowels. His waste, both solid and liquid, mixed together in the worst way imaginable. Disgusted, the traitor knocked him out cold with a single hit and slung him over his shoulder. Wu Changlong's son still has some use left. As for those Yun brats, even if they somehow survive the fall, the miasma down there is thick enough to rot them alive and drive them mad.